around as we wait for Sylvan to get here, and then we'll get this party started. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? Good?
Yep.
Not too bad.
Glad to hear that, everyone. Okay. Summoning the Gremlin Watchers with the power of dark magic. Okay, there we go. Wait, almost forgot the bird site formerly known as Twitter. Need to slap a link on there as we wait for him. As we wait for Sion to get here. Okay, posted on the burp site. Anyone heard from Sion yet? I'll check in a moment myself then. Okay, dealing with my headset. Give me a second. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for. Oh, bloopers. Oh, looks like our new player's been. Looks like our future joinee's been testing stuff. That's gonna be very fun to see. Okay, now we just need to wait for Sion to get here, and we will get this party started. So this but
We should probably, unless we want to surprise the audience, we should probably bury things.
please mute roll 20 for the next 5 minutes, or however long this takes. Give me a second.
Because there's a faster way to bury it. I can just test Elvis's dice.
It's done. I did it. I only needed to bury it on my end. It's fine. So okay, is everyone okay with me doing the intros while we wait for Sion to get here? Then, or we'll just do her last.
For me.
Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to Drakopocalypse. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Sion. Okay, time for the intro. So, welcome to Drakopocalypse, everyone. Tonight's game is hosted by me, ArkosDawn, your the host that does the most, your wonderful GM. With me tonight, we have Io, played by Mio-chan, our resident stabby demigod Fox, who keeps lighting parts of her character sheet on fire at the slightest hint of provocation. Mio,
What's up?
doing the intro
Hi,
right now.
I'm here.
Okay, let me know if you need to step back. Okay. Next up, we have Lucine, a resident pain in my ass who is finally getting some comeuppance because everyone's disappointed in her for her latest stunts. Below her is her new fancy dragon form token. We'll get into that later. She is our resident technician, ritualist, and all-around pain in my ass, played by Iridium Sky.
I'm the cancer.
I hate how accurate it is. Then we have
You're the one who
Ashley.
gave us the cancer joke.
Yes, I am, I know. Then there's Ashley, our local NG mech pilot who pilots the Prometheus. All, all around nutcase behind the wheel, yet somehow the resident insane party member when not behind the wheel, played by Taco Cat.
Oh no, she kind of is the sanest behind the wheel too.
I hate how right you are.
Much difference margin.
Fair enough. It is kind of a.
I may or may not have almost gotten into a wiki dive about harpoon history earlier today.
That's going to be useful. Then next up we have Kirov, our local FPS protagonist. Will be Doom Guy. Doom Guy shoots dragons in the face with a homemade super shotgun, played by Atomic Taco, aka Mon.
Wait, what about
Crimes.
it's homemade?
Then last but I'm pretty sure it's home. It was not meant to fire super shotgun cells. I know that it's a grenade launcher he's using as the chassis for that damn thing.
Good point.
It's a grenade launcher filled with beehive rounds, which are a thing meant to be used in grenade launchers.
That would do it. Then last but not least by far is Sion Orman, our resident transhumanist dark mage whose favorite hobbies are trolling the dragons and conducting psychological warfare upon them and anyone else nearby by trolling them. Hello. So last time on Drakopocalypse, the party fought Lucine's evil shadow self because Lucine did a big fucking ritual and then promptly fucked it up. They still got
No, actually, she did not. She did not fuck it up. She knew what she was doing. We only got to Plan B out of Plan E.
We'll burn those bridges when we get to them. The point is, the entire party, and nearly all of Ascalon is giving Yuri the most disappointed look in existence right now because of her bullshit. And we're going to pick up right where we left off, which is right after Elizabeth heads off to her dormitory after getting really fucking grumpy with Lucine.
Eo drags Lucine off to the shared.
I'm not done moving the tokens over yet. Give me a second. Okay, let me make sure. Give me a second. I'm finding row 20. Give me a second. Row 20 is being jank. There we go. Okay. Also, Sion, I don't see you on the roll 20 yet. Oh, she muted herself. Something must have sprung up, then I'll give her a second. Okay, so.
I am in fact on.
Okay, there you are. So, Elizabeth has left in a bit of a huff to her lab, and Alexander's just pinching the bridge of his nose. This is such a fucking mess. Okay. First, he's going to point to. He's not going to point out. He's going to gently put a hand on Eo's shoulder. Eo, I know you're worried for Lucine, but you really should be staying in the hospital right now until we know if you're going to be okay or not.
1 second.
It's fine. Take the time you need. I'm looking for new music anyways.
We could just keep playing Moon Halo since we're still kind of in the aftermath of the whole thing.
That's a good point. I'm going to be playing Moon Halo. Okay. God, Honkai has such good music.
Yes.
I need to use more. I need to use it more for this, I think.
E.
Did you say something, Mio?
I said eat.
Ah, okay. Mihozumi's understandable.
Okay, there we go. Right. Who was talking to who again? Sorry, I'm still.
Alexander, it's fine. I know you're tired. Alexander would put a hand on your shoulder and ask you to head back to the hospital because you're really badly messed up, and he doesn't want you to overstrain yourself and get hurt and sick or whatever.
She's fine. She is. I would assume she instinctively knows she just needs rest.
Yes, you would. Yes, the powers part. This is Judas Lang. That's part of you. So yes, you just need rest.
She'll respond then. I know exactly what I did. I just need a rest to wait for the after effects to fade away.
He sighs so very slowly. Fine, that's most because unfortunately, I have a bigger fish to fry. He says, side-eyeing Lucine. Anyways, to my left, let's hope we don't get interrupted this time. This time, the entire party plus a non-sister Sophia, who Alexander at this point is effectively just drafted into taking all the notes for him, wander over
Because his
into
current apprentice is the subject.
yes, wanders into Alexander's lab. As he walks in, he grabs a remote off the wall and presses it, and you can all hear the doorway to where he keeps the room that contains his other test subject lock and then promptly start humming as if electrified. Safety precaution. Lucine, can you sit down? I'm going to need a bit of your blood, he says, waving as he just gestures around for the rest of the party to get comfortable however they want. Sophia. He points over to one side of the desk. Just sit there, take notes on everything you see, everything she says. Says all of that. Understood? Of course. Of course.
But
Mechnoman, the Mechromancer, or whatever the hell she calls herself, pushes her glasses up and simply meanders over to a seat before plopping her ass down. So, once everyone is seated and Alexander starts drawing Lucine's blood, I have a question for you, Eerie. Normal dragon's blood is pitch black. What color is Elysian dragon blood?
because most Elysian stuff is all the same thing. Mixture of white and fiery red.
Alexander hums as he pulls the vial up, examining it with eye level and muttering before he walks over to his scanning equipment and starts putting it in there, tapping away. Now then, Lucine, in your own words, I want you to describe to me exactly what you did.
I pretty much covered most of it last time, but effectively, I set up the ritual circle, which was basically just me marshalling and organizing power. Then, at the peak of the eclipse, I sundered my soul from my body using Abyss Flower, which qualified as a sacrifice, allowing me to convert a large portion of my magical energy. Once it was converted to sacrifice, when I found the one mistake I made, which was that as I was dragonifying due to the fact that I died, I had not expected the sheer level of hunger. Which is why the party was there. They were plan B. Plan A was with the amount of sacrifice power I had at my disposal, if I wasn't warding off hunger with it, I should have been able to take her down myself.
And how that allowed you to create this, he says gesturing to the blood gesturing for you to talk.
Effectively, the nature of what happened was I ended up creating it's hard to explain, and I'm trying my best here, but I created a balance between the sacrifice power and the draconic power Pandora had been creating, and used that, and was able to, and combined with the raw amount of force and the crown of magic, was able to coax it into one sink into a self-sustaining source.
So he says, raising a finger. You're saying what you've done effectively is force the mutual destruction reaction of draconic energy and sacrificial magic and something more. He stopped for a second. Self-perpetuating. I cannot English, and I apologize. Perpetuating. There we go.
That's correct. It's also definitely something new, but it is also much more self-perpetuating.
Alexander nods. That matches up with what I'm seeing. It's definitely not normal dragon factor, and if it is the dragon factor, the margin of a difference between it and how different the arc dragon's frequencies are from normal dragon factors is massive. He mutters. Hmm. And what exactly is it supposed to do?
Long story short, hunt down dragon factor that isn't Elysian, and murder it violently, and or convert it back. Though it cannot do that with anything organic.
He nods. Also, you're waking up a little bit there, Iria. Not sure if that's just on my end or yours, but I just wanted to bring it up. But Alexander's going to nod at that, carefully put a dropper into the vial. But at this point, Alexander is in his full hazmat suit. He's reading this extremely cautiously. Watches it
Seems
walk.
like she
Yeah,
knows what she made. She knows it's there.
yeah. But he has no idea if you're lying or
She
not.
does get it.
So yeah, Alexander's going to walk over to a one of the containers with stored Draconite crystal in it. He's going to pour a drop of the blood, Elysian blood, onto the crystal. What happens, Erie?
First, it looks like the white and red is surging, taking over the crystal. But eventually, it peters out because a single drop is not going to be able to convert a full crystal.
But as it fades, the crystal looks damaged. It's the darkness is less deep in it. It's cracked, cracked, cracked and dull would be the best way to describe what the Elysian factor did to it. As Alexander hums and nods. Interesting. It's definitely anti-dragon, and this should be safe for humans. Is your intention?
That is correct. It should not trigger the transformation unless the human is conscious and willing.
He hums to that for looking to Eo. I have an idea for how to test that, but that does require something. Eo, Alexander asks,
Hi.
"Are you with how fast you guys are moving in power? Are you strong enough to revive the dead yet?"
Soon, trademark.
Okay, not testing it via that method tonight. Then, Reed Alexander was just going to fucking drink it and see if Lucine could fix the problem if something went wrong.
He wants
want
to
a
be
good
a
way
he wants to be a dragon so bad, chat.
Well, also he wants to be able to to use himself as research material.
That is part of why he's just willing to go fuck it, Weeball. But rubbing his chin through his hazmat suit, Alexander hums. Based off all the readings I'm getting, it does look safe. But stay right there. I'm going to be there. He's going to walk over to non-sister Sophia. Basically take her notes on what you've been saying from her, and just read it over to make sure there's no inconsistencies, which there shouldn't be, right?
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, he hums and nods now that he's satisfied you're not lying, and puts it back. Okay, my current verdict, Lucine, is that whatever you've done to yourself, it's at least safe to be around, and you're not a threat to people. But you're aware there's a bunch of ways this could have gone horribly wrong, right?
what plans C through E were for.
I'm not even talking about Pandora, he says. This Elysian factors of yours. In case it isn't obvious, I've had the scanners been scanning you since the moment you stepped into the lab. From what I can tell, the farther away this Elysian factor is from your body, or assuming or assuming the source of any of our Elysian dragons, but you're the only one we have right now, the less stable it gets. Because, to be bluntly, he's going to stake the full vial of blood for emphasis. This should not exist. According to the laws of the universe, what I am holding in my hands right now should be exploding.
Cancer is cancer.
That was in fact expected. It's not just... The instability isn't just just that. Lucine just gestures to the air. Everything has some dragon factor in it these days.
No, I've already... No, he's going to raise a finger. Yes. Most places have dragon factor. Lucine, I know you've been very busy, but my lab is still... But he gestures around, arms raised. My lab is filtered with air filters because I have like fucking 20 Draconite crystals here in secure containers. I can make a controlled environment to test for that. It's not just because of the dragon factor.
No, it'll be a little less stable, but it should not in any way it'll lose. The instability should only make it lose power, not do anything bad.
That looks, yeah, from what I can tell, he says, shrugging as he just starts throwing his hazmat stuff off. The instability is basically just vents the excess energy, so at the absolute most things it'll just put out a bunch of waste heat. What might explode if it's in an stable state and gets hit with a significantly large shock, however. That is something to keep in mind.
Good to know.
You can say that in character.
Smiling like he just got given a present.
Juan, I am going to kill you.
I mean, this was actually an intended purpose of the dang thing.
I was thinking that like you plug the crystal into, like you draw energy straight from the crystal, like how from UPS's Dragon Crystal reactor works, not boiling water.
Oh, that was the original plan, but it's basically 0 point energy. You can also boil water with it.
I am staring blankly at my camera right now.
The answer is I don't even know if boiling water or doing the yes, Taco is picking up what I'm thinking.
You guys can say those in character. You don't have to stick.
Lucine is just making the Cheshire smile that everyone present knows means she's got a plan.
Yeah.
Alexander flicks your nose. No.
So if it does explode, do we know what the yield per gram is?
Yield program.
Why does he get to do it and not me?
He looks straight. He's going to look you dead in the eyes. Because, Lucine, I don't trust you to not make a bunch of disposable suicide bomb Draconets with this stuff.
I don't think it... Oh, okay, it's probably able to create No. We don't need... Why would we need Draconids when we can just convert Draconite?
The blank look he gives you says you missed the point entirely. Anyway, so he looks over to Kirov. I'm not entirely sure the exact yield yet. The only thing I can tell for certain is it's definitely a stronger than I think it's definitely a stronger yield than the equivalent amount of dynamite. Besides that, I'm not entirely sure. I'll need to grab some of the techies for the technical people from the Jonathan, some of Mr. Goldman's people, and maybe Elizabeth if she's feeling better later in order to test this out.
I'm sure Ashley will want to know about this too.
Oh no, Lucine is also
Actually,
very
it's visibly vibrating.
Yeah, Lucine also has a lot of. Lucine also can definitely use this in some of her plans. She didn't expect it to be that explosive. That's a bonus.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
He's
My
going to look
priority
you.
was ensuring that.
He's going to look you dead in the eyes. Lucine, you are doing the spiritual equivalent of making matter and antimatter coexist. Anyways, so my current diagnosis is that the Elysian Dragon Factor is safe. I'll need to do more long-term testing, so Lucine, you're going to be checking in and out. But my current verdict is you're probably is that you're not a natural biohazard to be around, nor are you a spiritual hazard. He starts counting off his fingers.
I'll let you
Definitely a
stick.
hazard to our sanity, though.
See, was that? See, was that before? That hasn't.
That
See, was that before? That hasn't changed. Wait, why is Discord screaming? Give me a second. Discord just reloaded. Give me a second. My everything just crashed.
oh dear.
Sorry. It's fine. Discord just reloaded. Let me double check to make sure that's not fucking up the stream. Give me a second.
Somehow the roll. Well, actually, no. Wait, Roll20's all.
Yeah,
Somewhere else.
Roll20's all server side.
But that's so yeah. So that's
beyond
useless.
just their sexual.
Shut up, George. Okay, doesn't look like it fucked up the stream. That's good. I'm just paranoid about that because I don't like streams. So, Alex is just going to say, yes, you're not a natural hazard. I'm not seeing any signs of in the. Well, to be honest, he's going to rub his chin together, rub his hands together. I might have commissioned Alexis to to take some knowledge from the health for how to make mind scanners. He thought for a second. Nothing too serious. Nothing too serious, and I only was able to we're only able to get one up and running because they're fucking expensive as all hell and back, no puns intended. And it's currently rigged to the chair, he says, pointing at the to where a wire that's wrapped to the bottom of the chair, and when you look at where the wire leads, it just leads to what looks like a big black box covered in obviously satanic symbols.
What
Lucine
did you
shrugs
do
and
this
sits down.
time?
Well, for her mental state, he just shrugs. I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing heightened aggression towards Stygian dragons, but nothing that would. I don't see anything that's the natural threat to humans. Humans are rubber sapiens. No desire to devour them. No desire to convert. To force them to join. Nothing like that.
I'm pretty sure that first bit about the heightened aggression. Probably just me.
He sighs. Anyways, there's one more test I want to perform with this. He gets up. Gets up as non-sister Sophia follows his gaze towards the side lab. Lucine, if I show you the test subject, are you going to want to murder it horribly?
I don't think so.
I'm going to show you the test subject then. Follow me, he says, pointing up towards the areas. He presses buttons on his remote to make the door not kill you if you touch it before basically just pulling the entire party into the room. So in the room, it is effectively to describe it. It's basically a hospital room, but for a coma patient, but the coma patient is a giant fucking dragon that's gotten the shit beaten out of it by the party. Yeah, basically, here. You could. Alexander has not set up blood draining stuff from it yet. He's still trying to figure out how to do that. And as you guys walk in, he's going to tap you on the shoulder, Lucine, and point to it. Lucine, do you want to kill it?
Not really. This one existing is a necessary evil for research.
Interesting. Okay. He probably just pulls him and puts all his all the protections back up. Okay. But yeah, looks like you should be safe. I'll pass this information around. And you're calling it the Elysian Dragon Factor, yes?
Oh, Stygian Star, figured I should go for the opposite, unless you've got a better name?
No, I don't. Yeah, I'll pass my findings around to all the other ones. He stops for a second.
So, there's one more test you've definitely forgotten.
He tilts his head.
Probably get... I just told you I can convert Draconite.
I was going to do that. Do that. That's not part of a test on safety, however, he says bluntly.
Fair enough.
And then he just pulls out a palm-sized chunk of Draconite, just shoves it into your hands. Convert it.
Barely it's like it's basically done the moment it touches her hands because it's so small. Just it's there, and then the next moment it's basically made of fire. But
He takes it. He takes it back, starts examining what looks like a frozen flame very carefully before sticking it back into secure containment. I'll definitely be studying that, but you're
So,
good to.
Kirov's gonna raise a finger.
What is it?
So, do you know if that would happen to dilute itself after converting more Draconite, or can we potentially set up like a breeder reactor?
Alexander stops. I have no idea about how the inner workings of those work, to be honest.
I mean, because if it doesn't dilute itself, we can just slowly make bigger and bigger chunks of Elysian Draconite.
So, sorry, I disconnected because
Oof.
my Discord was being a crapper.
Mood. Discord is just that being a dick tonight, looks like.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, the last thing I heard was Alexander taking the crystal back. But yes, Lucine nods at Kirov. Exactly.
Okay. Yes. So.
Normally, the
And this stuff can potentially have a particularly high yield.
Oh, Michigan's going to love this, Alexander mutters.
I do not.
So exactly how much of a shock is needed to set it off?
Depends on the distance it is from Lucine's body. But right now, he points to the crystal he just put in the box. If you hit that with a hammer, it'll explode. It has to be a good hit, but if you hit it with a hammer like you're trying to hurt someone, it'll explode.
Noted.
I'm pretty
So
sure
what you're saying is we could literally just teleport a big enough one on top of something and just blow it up.
Alexander stops, raises his finger, lowers his finger. Potentially. There's potentially the issue there of chain detonation from multiple fragments of Elysian Factor exploding after they can convert into ambient Dragon Factor. It has potential to be a mess.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a cluster munition as well.
We'll just need to experiment with it.
Very carefully experiment with it, Alexander says. Again, spiritual equivalent of making matter and antimatter coexist. I don't want to set off a chain reaction explosion that blows up the entire planet. And Lucine, if it turns out this can blow up the entire planet, I'm going to be disappointed in you.
It should not be able to blow up the entire planet.
I'm still going to be disappointed in you.
It was practically made with her own damn power.
Anyway,
But,
so as but his phone bings as he pulls it up. He's muttering to himself for a second. Okay, but yes, Lucy, you are allowed to be out and about with one condition.
no, I have to hide all my dragon parts at the moment.
Two conditions. He says in the tone of voice that very clearly says, I forgot about that. I'm adding it net right fucking now.
No casting spells either? Or am I allowed to do that?
No, you have to have a minder with you at all times, and times until we progress your studies even more, because this was pretty damn quick.
Oh, I mean, I'm fine with... I can cast with a minder. It's not like anything I had planned is complicated.
But yes, you just need to have a minder all over the place. Now, your dragon. Oh, he stops. Do we even have a place big enough to fit that? Wait, I'm dumb.
Yes.
He slaps his lips. The hanger.
There's an easier solution, you know.
Hmm.
Am I good here?
He raises the finger, lowers the finger, raises it again. You know what? Fine, do it. Just don't trample anything.
Lucine closes her eyes for a moment, and her body is just kind of enveloped in the same flame she has always been using. Before there is a currently human-sized dragon just standing there, like on all fours and everything. But yeah. This isn't my normal
Alexander is
size,
immediately
but
in your face. Alexander is immediately in your face.
this is not my normal size. It's
Down,
controlled.
boy.
I didn't hear what you said, Erie. Repeat that.
This isn't my normal size. It's just controlled shapeshifting.
I see. That's definitely useful. It'll definitely be useful. It definitely is going to be useful. I wonder if it'd be possible to apply. No, Alexander, focus. He just starts muttering as he just starts looking Lucy's dragon form over.
Lucine just gives the draconic equivalent of a shrug.
Let's see. Standard body plan, heavier emphasis on feathers, potential feathers and such, feathers and fur and fluff, potential because it's potentially due to technical relations to the queen. Needs more research on that. He's just muttering a mile per minute under his mouth as he just looks your Elpis form over. When he's done, he gets up and claps his hands together. Okay. All in all, looks pretty good, and the Elysian factory you're giving off doesn't appear to be doing anything harmful so far. So you're free to turn back now if you need. No, but this is very interesting.
Lucine nods, turns back, but she's still got her tail.
Oh, you can do partial safe sifting.
Yeah, that's how I got the form down to human size.
Interesting. Alexander mutters in opposition. I will be going over the data. You are all free to go. He stops for a second, pointing at nods to Sophia, who's looking kind of uncomfortable with getting comfortable with this turn of events. You are also free to go, but don't bring up anything you've seen in here about my express permission. Understood? Of course, sir. Anyways, I need you all to get out, and I'm going to be doing science. He says he's putting emphasis on that. There might be some explosions.
Before you go, could you ask me a blood draw apparatus? If everything gets cleared, we're going to want as much of my blood as we can get.
Oh, I'll be building one of those. Oh, I already have one of those for the test subject almost ready. I'll just reconfigure it to work with you.
That will do. But yes. Also, remember, Alexis is still here.
Alexa is in fact still here. She is just currently giving you the most tired look in the world right now. She is just done with the party's bullshit for today.
It's mostly Lucine's bullshit. And by mostly, we mean entirely.
See, you don't know if Lucine's bullshit.
No, I'm pretty sure Sion's done something while we weren't looking.
Shion, what did you do while we weren't looking?
Where is Sion on the map?
Clearly,
Oh,
she became a god already.
No, denied. God damn! Why the fuck
What
did
the
roll
fuck?
20? Why did roll 20? My my Firefox just. Give me a second. My Firefox is being dumb.
She
What?
went to the market, bought a magical teleporting carrier pigeon, and sent a love letter to the Scarlet Queen.
Did you seriously do that?
Let's say yes.
Give me a sec to reload my tab as I process that. God damn it, Sion. Why did I ask?
You,
Why
why
did
did
I?
a magical teleporting carrier pigeon is even a thing for sale?
Yes.
I mean, magical carrier
Oh,
pigeons.
look.
I mean, I imagine magical carrier pigeons are, but they probably don't teleport.
The other problem is,
Doesn't matter.
putting it into the shroud without turning it into a dragon carrier pigeon.
It's still magically bound to follow the person she gave a piece of it to.
Sion,
You
did
know
you
what that
feed?
makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so should we just take like a 50? If we're not keeping track of money anymore, that's fine. You
Oh
just
yeah,
did
no, we
that.
have not.
That's fine. So, okay, you have not gotten a reply yet. If you just teleport back into the lab and Alexander jumps up, and Alexis just looks you dead in the eyes, points at you. No. Just no.
All right, Dion, I haven't forgotten what you said about beating you to it.
Hmm? Oh, yeah.
Alexander
Don't
stops.
worry. We'll get some
Alexander stops.
nice gifts later on.
Alexander stops. Puts his tools down, spins around and claps his hands together. Sion, what are you planning?
Well, that's a good question. I'm going to input my spiritual and physical equivalent of a genetic code, personality, mental details, yada yada yada, so on and so on, into the dragon factor within my own body so that whenever it turns something, it turns it into more of me, and then I'm going to enslave and bind it to my will.
You know what? That sounds fucked up, but am I really surprised?
Alexis stops for a second, pulls her hat down, and starts screaming into it again. As Alexander very calmly reaches into one of his drawers, pulls out a spray bottle, aims it at you, sprays. No,
You don't
Yes.
want to be a You could just take my blood. It should work.
No, that'd be boring.
he sprays Sion again. No,
Okay. Instead, I'll fuse it with my soul. After doing that.
he sprays you again. No,
Okay, what if I transfer my consciousness into a mass of dragon factor that I've made as a mirror to my soul?
he sprays you again. No.
Dion, I think you're getting further away, not closer.
Hmm. What
Alexander
if the moment before we kill the
No,
star,
she
I
raised you
transfer my
again.
consciousness into it and kick its consciousness out into a pebble with a funny googly eyes
There
glued
is
onto
no
it?
other consciousness. That's not how it works.
No, I mean it's transferring its consciousness to that while I get its body.
There
So
is
instead
no
of
other
like
con.
body
The
swapping,
only mind it doesn't make a mind. It changes yours.
I'm pretty sure it's a big
Nope.
fucking rock in orbit right now.
She said the star.
He stops for a second. Sprays Sion again. No, no poking the star. You are not.
Well,
We are
it'll
not strong
only
enough
be
to kill
once
that
before
damn
we
thing.
kill it.
We are not strong enough to kill
Actually,
that damn
Alexander,
thing.
kind of got buried in the chaos, but Alexis, where did you put that thingy?
Alexis raises his
Anyway,
finger.
I'm happy you've all been distracted by this.
Alexis raises a finger and pulls out a box. I was Shoved it into the, shoved it into the, shoved it into one of Alexander's spirit boxes. She flings it over to him. Alexander, I think it's a piece of the fucking star. What?
It is.
What?
Rem-
What?
I used pollution's heart in the ritual. It still had that Stygian mass within it.
Ah, right.
Alexander just sighs so incredibly slowly. I'm going to work on this later. He then promptly drops into the into the most high security box he has.
Yeah, no, this is entirely justified. We don't have any good uses for its sympathetic magic yet. The star-shaped voodoo doll comes later.
Anyways,
I knew
first,
that DX was loaded.
first things first, he says. Points to Sion. I'm going to be telling my sister and the other leaders what you just told me, Sion.
About 99% of that was a joke.
I don't believe you.
Well, it's true. It's just the 1% of it that isn't a joke isn't. And it's your job to find out which that is.
He just gives you the most tired look in existence. Io,
Hi,
you
what's
deserve
up?
a raise.
Thanks.
You get paid?
All of you except for
Oh,
Sion and
you're
Lucine.
ignoring the possibility.
All of you except for Sion and Lucine deserve a pay. Deserve to get deserve to get deserve to get paid. Deserve to get paid a stupid amount of money. Sion deserves to be the source of all that money. Lucine
Anyway,
just doesn't.
Alexander, you're forgetting something that's worse. It's entirely possible that all of that was at least half a lie, whose entire purpose is to distract you from what I was doing while I wasn't here.
He
I'm
raises a
going to roll
finger.
insight up and see if I can actually put together what she's doing. Or
Alexander does
because
not have a
she is
character sheet. He cannot roll insight.
Buck she was messaging the Scarlet Queen.
He sprays. He sprays Sion again. No! Stop,
I have
please.
already sent a message. She said, with a hand over her heart.
Sion, why are you upsetting your dragon who lives right door next to us?
She's just too Sundari to admit her feelings.
Yo,
Huh?
Haskell, like,
your wife,
audibly snort at that.
your wife cannot even pronounce Tsundere right.
I am choosing to mangle the language that had lost over 100 million of its speakers.
Anyways, I was just gonna clear. Anyways, before we get sidetracked again, you're all free to go. I will be doing science. Do not interrupt me unless something explodes. And don't let Lucine go around alone, or if her tail out, or anything else out. And also keep an eye on Sion, please.
One thing is, I do need contacts. I can't unfuck my eyes.
He walks over. He's going to.
Anyway, Alexander, I'll be sending you notes on my plans.
Oh
Later
fucking hell!
today.
Oh fuck! That is
Okay, she
out. Do
teleports away.
you have any idea where she just went?
She is
I'll take that silence as a no.
probably in Florida.
Why is?
Oh god, the baby gun gators.
Don't touch that blocks yet. And anyways, Alex is just going to shy again. Anyways. Contacts. He's just going to pull out a pair of sunglasses and throw them at you. Use these for now.
That works. Yes, I will. I'll
Also,
stay with
Io,
you.
you really need to chip your wife.
Lucine just glares, but there's no heat behind it.
Alexis, meanwhile, snorts as the entire party gets shooed out of the laboratory. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't work. So he just teleported out of her, or shove it into Lucine. I'm not sure which.
Wait, which one of us was this about?
Yes.
Alexis snorts at that.
Yeah.
anyways. So first up, she's gonna clap her hands together. Lucine, I am still disappointed in you. Let it be said. Let it be said. But she leans against the wall, looking you dead in the eyes. You said that stuff can turn people into more of these anti-dragons, right?
Well, that's the entire point of it, mostly.
Hmm. I'll see how you do in a fight then before coming to any conclusions of what I want, but that's all. Besides that, she stops. Let's see. You're banned from the laboratories without supervision.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Besides that, shrugs. I don't think there's anything else we all need to do today. I'm going to be, checking with the guys because I'm pretty sure if I poked my head into Elizabeth's room, she'd shoot me with that railgun of hers.
I'm going to want to talk to everyone except maybe Elizabeth, but first, Eo's got claims. Got dibs.
Later, but she stops. I would recommend talking. I would recommend talk. She points to Eo. Eo, I would recommend you go talk to Sister Sophia. This, she is. I'm pretty sure she's worried sick about you.
Hmm?
Talk to Sister Sophia later. Alexis just said she's worried sick about you. Besides that, Alexis is going to head off to go talk to the boys, unless anyone wants to go with her. Does anyone want to go with her?
The
Uh,
boys are who again?
Jeremiah and Arata.
Arata and
Sure, I'll tag along.
Okay, so meanwhile, Ashley and Lucine will be talking. Where the fuck is Lucine talking on this map?
I think we might have killed it because it was the old one.
I'll replace it right now. Give me a second. There we go. So Eo, where's the talk between you and Lucine happening?
Mio?
Hello, Mio.
What's up?
We're going to the talk between you and Lucine now. Where is that happening? In Under Boston.
Hmm. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
It was one of their rooms.
Actually, no, we're not done. No, we're not done this. Not done the seriousness yet.
Lucine is following Eo's lead here. Wherever she wants it to be, it is.
Okay. So, is that going to be one of your two's rooms, Lucine's lab, somewhere else? Where are you guys not having it?
Miho, you there?
I
I'm
think
here.
she's thinking. Give her a moment.
I don't really care either way, dear.
Okay, I'll say
Then I'd say Eo's room. because Lucine's is a
Mess.
mess.
Understandable. So the two of you. So Io leads Lucine into her room in her room close in the residential district close to the government, in a barracks close to the government building in case something happens. What is Io's room like?
Honestly, it's kind of just barren right now.
Just a bear in his health. Makes sense. So, who starts the conversation then?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So long as you never do it again.
Never. I swear it. I can't promise I'll never do something risky, or something, even something pre-planned, but I swear it to you, I will never do something pre-planned and risky without doing my best to communicate it to you.
Good.
You're still mad, aren't you?
Oh, I'm furious. But that's okay. Eventually I'll get over it.
Sorry. Lucine is just kind of staring at the floor, repeating herself.
Someday it'll be okay.
Way I can make that day sooner?
Just give me time.
Alright. Lucine walks out of the room, turning the corner to her room. She is, in fact, following orders, but Io does notice a couple teardrops hitting the ground.
No guilting. Bad.
I'm not trying. This is not me trying to guilt. This is what Lucine would do.
Okay, fair enough.
We are on the same page, out of character, Dork.
Yeah, no, I figured. You'll once the door closes, you'll sighs. Looking up at the ceiling and, mouthing. What would you do? She does not make it clear who she's asking. Before she, kinda throws herself on her bed and, has a good cry. Because what the fuck was this day?
Pretty sure they're both doing that.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly, for them.
Makes sense. I think that's a good note to end this scene on. We're gonna go see what Alexis and Kirov are up to. So, as that is going on, Kirov, Alexis leads you to a to what looks like to what you first mistake for a small bookstore on the outskirts of the undermarket. Well, on closer inspection, by which you mean you actually notice the titles of some of the books in here, you're actually pretty sure this is where Alexis herself actually lives in Under Boston. And there,
Alright. Any more details about the place then?
it's pretty cramped, pretty small. There's a big kitchen looking room, and you can hear the sound of Verada and Jeremiah's voices coming from that. You do notice the floors of the flooring is wood, covered in what look like runes and runes and circles, like those of you've seen her summoning circles for demons, the ones that keep the demons in the circle, to be specific. Burned
You
into
got the whole place rigged in case something gets out.
yes, burned it into the floor, then poured molten silver, and then poured molten silver after treating the wood with magic to keep it from burning. Keeps it if hell decides to cash in on my family debt and tries to come for me, they're gonna find my house is quite difficult to get through. Jeremiah's actually been drifting in and out of here for the last couple days. Days just chatting, just thinking about his brother and all that. Murata's been here because of the whole mess of Odahime. She shrugs. I haven't lost any family to the dragons, mostly because the vast majority of my family killed each other. Each other like they were dragons already. But I don't mind listening, and honestly, I think they both find how heavily warded the place is against evil spirits to be comfortable.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Anyways, they're in the kitchen. So anything you just want to ask them, because I'm just going to ask them how they're doing and how they feel about this whole random nonsense before updating them on what Alexander figured out.
Go ahead. You do it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Alexa just walks into the kitchen. Kitchen with you after Arata and Jeremiah are currently playing what the fuck is it called again? Give me a second. They're playing fucking poker. Arata is winning. On closer inspection, Arata is winning with a rather impressive lead. Or in other words, Jeremiah sucks at poker. But
Yeah, that tracks.
But Jeremiah's the first to notice you poking up. He is still wearing his armor, but he doesn't have his helmet on. Spiky blonde hand rubs through his spiky blonde hair as he notices the two of you. Alexis, Kirov, everything okay? He trails off for a second. Second, Zarada looks over and tilts his hat towards the two of you, giving you a moment to chime in before Alexis answers.
You mean with, Lucine?
Yeah. Alexis nods. Yeah, about that. Alexander said she's not a danger to humanity. Basically. To summarize what she did in terms that I know you can use magic to eliminate extent Jeremiah and you're loaded with blessings, Zarada, but neither of you are really grounded in this theory, if I'm correct. Zarada nods. Yeah, that's more Sister Sakura's area of expertise. Jeremiah nods, saying when it came to me and my brother working together, that was more his field. I protected him while he did things. While he did things like heal people, or cut monsters in half with a giant sword. I don't think we ever found.
Just try.
Sure. Jeremiah says muttering stuff before shaking his head. Doesn't matter. But yeah, neither of us had to do your work. Alexis nods. Yeah, basically what the Mad Lass did was take dragon power, took sacrifice power, took advantage of the fact that they explode when touching each other to jam them together and effectively make a self-sustaining Ouroboros of energy, then gear that energy to be violently and violently anti-dragon. It's kind of a mess. It shouldn't fucking exist, and in fact, it gets less stable the farther away it is from her, but not dangerously so unless you're dumb enough to hit it with a hammer or something, but still. Because of the Elysian factor, it's if it worked like how she says it's supposed to do, it could be a really big help. And Rudder snorts. doesn't, we've just gotten a new kind of dragon that's manufacturing explosives at will to deal with. Yeah, yeah, but thanks to the mind scanner I pulled up and set up for Alexander, but I don't see any signs of those. Honestly, the chip that shares a name with Alexander's sister was a huge help with keeping notes for everything. Honestly, might need to thank her for that later. Later, that was a smart move on her part. Still, but yeah, that's basically the deal. Lucine is still herself. If as dumb and risk-taking as ever. Apparently, the fixed lifespan issue, so she's not going to drop dead in a couple weeks. Jeremiah and Rod just snort at that as Alexis trails off awkwardly. Do you have anything to say, Kirov?
Sorry, I was just realizing something. So, what was the last thing you said again?
Okay, so Alexis trailed off as he finished explaining what Lucine did, and Arata snorted and went. And if she's hostile, we're dealing with a dragon that manufactures explosives at will.
Yeah, we kind of figured out the explosive thing. On the
Ugh.
bright side, we can pretty much make infinite bombs if she is on our side.
That is a good point. Arata. So I'm just. Arata grabs his drink and takes a swig. I'm just okay. To be honest, I see a lot of Odahime in her. Reckless, willing to do stupid shit if she thinks it's the right move. Sigh slowly. I've just gotten back from putting her down. She goes and does that. Just bad vibes, I'm afraid. Doesn't help I wasn't there for the soul fight, and I didn't get to actually see the difference between them, her and what she was going to become.
A lot less fur and feathers.
Jeremiah snorts at that. I see. Standard dragon hostilities, I imagine?
For the most part, if with some ability to do long-term planning.
Like the red bitch, Alexis mutters. No, seriously, Alexis raises thing. That was basically the same off. She gave us basically the same off the red bitch did. Red bitch did just with a farber. When I'll come back and kill you thing.
Yeah, which does have some interesting implications.
What the? What, that the smarter orc dragons are capable of fucking long-term planning like that?
No, that despite being turned into dragons, they apparently still are capable of emotional attachment.
Jeremiah snorts. That was pretty obvious when we fought my brother. He was spending a significant amount of effort trying to turn me, he will point out.
Yes, but 3 times is a concrete pattern.
Fair enough. But yes, it's rather sums. Well, 4 times technically now. Technically, when we include how you guys took down Orihime. Point is, doesn't look like becoming a dragon gets rid of those attachments. Like, Lex is going to stop for a second. So, fun fact: Alexis does know about the Scarlet Queen's soul situation because she works with Alexander a lot for getting him some of the more higher tech equipment from Hell, and she's taking him to try to remember if. Right, there's one more topic. It's less doom and gloom, but it but it does point to potential complications with saving your, from communicating with or saving Odihime and your brother, Jeremiah. She claps her hands together. So the Scarlet Queen, Kirov, you're already aware of what I'm about to talk about, right?
Probably.
Her soul?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Right, okay, to describe the Scarlet Queen's soul. So, normally when someone is dragonified, their soul remembers what they used to be. That is not a thing for the Scarlet Queen. God damn it. Give me a second. Roll 20 just is being extremely fucky for me tonight. I do not know why my internet connection is being such an ass tonight. It was supposed to be getting better. Give me a second. I'm going to check something. Give me a second. Vanity outage map. Check to see if there's more fucking outages. So Alexis is going to but yes. So basically, as far as the Scarlet Queen's soul is confirmed, her being a dragon is in fact how she's supposed to be. We're not sure if it's because it's because she's a descendant of the star, or if it's because, or if it's simply something that's going to happen to all of the Arc Dragons, since he's just had it happen to her the fastest. We're not sure, but I figured I'd be the bearer of bad news. Also, you can ask her that, Kirov.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like the right time to ask that in character.
I am not ending the stream to this, goddammit. So, anyway, yes, it's hopefully with them defeated and sealed, it shouldn't be progressing if so, but Rodasize, you thought we should deserve to know, well, no, well, we were still, no, before we got over this, so it wouldn't, sour the mood again? Alexis just nods. Yeah, exactly. Io thinks he'll be able to revive the dead soon, so hopefully, if we can find a way to fix them, that we can use that to bring them back, but six red, I'm not sure how easy that's going to be, or even how to do that. That's more Io's thing. I'll need to talk to her about that later, after she's talking about that to Sister Sophia. She sighs along with the two boys and who just for the two of you to take a seat. She as Arata sighs. That's fine. With that heavy topic done for now, I think. Class change together. Kirov, Alexis, do you know how to play poker?
Yeah.
Alexis snorts. Please, my great grandfather first swindled the fucking sword from a member of the Ars Gotia. We lost it the generation later, but because we did, the entire family's been taught how to play poker since we could crawl. Hell yeah, I know how to play poker.
Hell yeah.
You you are not raised among a family of literal Satanists who consult with literal demons of literal hell and do not have it rub off on you?
I'm just making bad jokes.
That is fair. Again, I would like to point out Alexis deals with the literal forces of literal hell. That's just hell. That's literally a thing she does. If this was a normal campaign in a normal era fantasy setting, she would probably be the reluctant antagonist against you guys because of a hellish contract or whatever. I'm pointing this out because it's funny. Anyways, back on topic. So, as the party starts to play poker, Mio, do you want to do the scene with Sister Sophia tonight, or do you want to kick that over to the next day in IC?
Whatever you feel like.
Okay, it's going to be on the 4/10th. Give me a second to update the timeline. So, the next day, Io, you are called down to Sister Sophia's church. Well, there you can see Sister Sophia and Jenny, the member of the new refugees who was helping young people, working on what you are become well familiar as people suffering from getting bitten by that asshole vampire dragon. None of them have turned into vampires, but a lot of them are pale, clammy, suffering from having not enough blood, all around a nasty ailment, and the only reason they're not in the hospital proper is because this is more Sister Sophia's area of expertise than the hospitals. But by dint of which to say, as Sister Sophia has been kind of coy about, she dealt with the vampires that were in under Boston before the campaign happened. As you walk in, Sister Sophia's head looks up to you. Ah, Io, you doing okay?
Yes.
Jenny, she says, looking over to the nursing assistant who just pokes up. Yes, Sister Sophia? Keep an eye on their vitals, and me and Io will be talking for a moment. Of course, of course. She gives you all a thumbs up. I'll give you a heads up if anything happens. At that, Sister Sophia leads you into her office and just brews yourself a cup of tea. Do you want any, Io? Yeah, or do you just want, or are you good?
I will take uh um I will take what is it called?
Take the time you need.
Can you repeat what you said, Arcos? Sorry.
She's asking you what you want for tea.
Just herbal tea.
She nods. I'll just give you another serving of what I have then. Once he has the tea done, she passes it for you and you just both sit down. So, just from my understanding that your strain is from the result of you wielding your heritage.
What was that? Sorry.
C asked, let me repeat her a little bit louder. It is my understanding that the strain to your body and soul is a result of you wielding your heritage in battle against Lucine's Arc Dragon
Correct.
form. She nods. Okay. Your gut instincts on how it will heal are probably right then. I don't know much about demigods, but as the granddaughter of the current cardinal of the magical side of the Catholic Church, I do have some information on how they work. That your gut instinct on that is probably right. That power is a part of you after all, but please be careful.
Of course.
She's going to look you dead in the eye. Let me be real. Let me be real. If things went wrong during that fight, the chance that we would have lost not just Lucine, but you and Sion because of what you two were pulling throughout that fight was extremely high. You're aware of that, right?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Was I just too quiet, or are you too quiet, or was I just too quiet there?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to. Okay, so because I need you a bit more just to be careful. You are aware of if something went wrong during that fight. What we went over the footage of the chance that we would have lost just not Lucine, but you and Sion, what you were pulling for that fight was extremely high.
Mm,
And I'm going to be honest, if we lost all three of you, I don't think Ascalon could have survived that. Alexis is good at what she does. And she has family's Arcanum Lord gathered for the generations at her beck and call. But most of that shit is stuff she rightly doesn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole, and she's just good. The three of you are fucking prodigies. Prodigies, each of which is the kind that's only once in a century even before we factor in things like you being a demigod or Sion's blood. I'm not, or Lucine's bloodline. That would have been a loss I don't think Ascalon would have been able to recover from. We don't
Eel
have any,
nod.
and and to be honest, you are our best bet at finding a cure for that. But I need a bit more than just a "I'll be careful." It's going to take you weeks to recover from what you did. I know this is war, and I know that war is risky, but just please try to keep the big picture in mind, even when things get tense. It doesn't matter if we win the battle if we lose the war as a result.
I see.
Besides that, is there anything else? Is there anything that's bugging you in particular that you want to talk about?
Eel shakes her head.
Okay. Quick question: is Sister Sophia aware of you being a glowy? Is
Captain
she aware
Chloe,
of
you
you?
mean?
Is she aware of you doing your spy ship?
Who?
Is Sister
You.
Sophia aware of you doing your spy shit?
Isn't she high ranked enough to know?
That's a good point. That she is. I was just double checking because I know compartmentalization is a thing that exists. And I've mangled that horribly, but I'm not going to take it back. It exists, and I wanted to check to make sure if you were doing that or not. So, assuming Sister Sophia knows, she's going to sigh. Anyways, I do have an update on the other little thing on your little side project. She looks towards the door. Jenny has been nothing but a great help and a good assistant when it comes to healing people. Maybe a little too squeamish without the sight of blood, but she can swallow it down after what they went through to get here. I don't blame them. Blame them, but Sophia sighs. The girl does not sleep well. Well, in the slightest, I'm not slightest. She keeps coming back to my house, back to here, complaining about having problems sleeping, and I'm not sure if it's she stops. Not sure if it's just trauma or something else, but I figured I'd bring it to your attention as well in case you didn't pick it up for what you have set up.
I see.
Do with that information as you will. Anyway, one more thing. My brother is very concerned that Sion is about to do something stupid.
Hmm?
My brother is very concerned that Sion is about to try and one-up Lucine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's going to try?
Yes.
Fuck.
Why does this surprise you?
It's not that I don't. It's not that surprised me. It's more I. She stops for a second. I wanted to trust but verify it, basically. Oh, great. We'll need to put up preparations or whatever, then I'll figure something out. I swear that girl was. Oh, why couldn't any of you be? She's just grumbling under her breath about the free about you, Sion and Lucine not taking care of yourselves. God damn it. Anyways, but thank you for coming here to chat with me. It really does help an old woman's heart. If you need to go, you're free to go. But if you want to stay and chat a little bit more, that's fine by me. Fine by me, or even just help out the vampire victims. I'm so lucky none of them have turned yet. That would have been such a hassle. Such a fucking hassle. Fucking vampires, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is just gonna get up. I'm actually gonna go help out with them. If you want to help out as well, you're free to. But she just sighs and gets going. So we'll end the scene there. Taco Cat, you doing anything scene worthy?
As far as same day stuff,
Same day or next day
Ashley is
stuff?
mostly same day is probably just Ashley just going going back and forth between the library and the laboratory. Kind of just giving Lucine some time and giving herself some time to think through what just happened.
Understandable.
Avery,
Understandable.
I know that you've been expecting a chat between Ashley and Lucine. You want to do that on the tomorrow stuff or part of
Uh, we'll,
the
we'll do that on
Lucine to the squad?
we'll do that later. We'll do that later. Right now, I have an idea for you. So you come back in a little bit after day after the eclipse. You come back into Elizabeth is in the mech hangar with Arada, no non-sister Sophia. They are fine tuning the harpoon gun. Hira gestures
The
you over as the
gun.
two girls are busy working on it. It's pretty simple, Ashley. We got the Alexander passes the data dump from Lucine's newest round of bullshit. Elizabeth
Huh.
he leans over to you and puts his hand against his mouth to whisper. Elizabeth is still pissed at that, but I think she's shimmered down to being less screaming angrily and more pissed at Lucine didn't communicate. I'm not sure. It's all tangled up in her grief for her brother. And I know if a Kenji died, I'd be fucking pissed as hell, so I'm not sure how she's feeling, but she's willing to work on it. Anyways, what we're trying to do right now is set up something to make it so the head of the harpoon is a modular.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Floated up a couple ideas for things we could do. For example, serrated harpoon to deal damage to its limb while lodged inside of a dragon. He says, counting off his fingers. Explosive harpoons to explode inside the dragon.
A classic.
It is. Uh, Revisiting that old power driver tech we briefly tested and trying to see if we could hook up some of that to a harpoon to do something funny. Maybe there's
Huh.
funny. I'm not sure if that's gonna work or not, but it's a thing. And then there's using Lucine's Elysium bullshit to try and see if we can make a harpoon head made of that stuff and jam it into a dragon. We're still waiting to test on how that would stuff in interaction with dragons and how it can be saved with machinery before we finalize that. However, so he shrugs. More data waiting on Alexander for that, but
Elysian harpoon doesn't sound much different from an explosive, but
it
I'm not optimistic.
might have special reactions. I'm not sure how magic bullshit works. And there's no.
Hmm.
I'm also considering putting an additional battery in the base of the harpoon gun so we can effectively electrify the harpoon through the chain.
Hmm.
For the chain for the head that has that as well. But that's a lot of work now. And right now we're just working on the whole modularity bit. Sophia's been a huge help with that. See, I might not know a lot about magic, but like for fun, I've been able to pick up her ability to just make machines dance through her fingers is just so helpful. Even if replicating it has been slow going, we know it's possible. But when we brought Alexis in to try, she looked at it for 5 seconds, threw her hands up and screamed, "This is partly psionic bullshit. I don't fuck with that," then walked away.
Psionic?
Sophia chimes up from where she is out, arm deep in a arm deep in the massive harpoon gun's innards, arms slick with gloves covered in oil. She does the glasses again to see looks to you. Yes. Yes, my talents are a mixture of magic and psionics. Psionics allowing me to effectively cheat the rules of the former for using the later. It's complicated stuff, and I'm pretty sure you need a clone of me or something to mimic it, or at least figure out how to mimic my psionics. To be honest, I'm not really. To be honest, from what I've been able to gather in my own research into it, she says,
Hmm.
poking into the machinery, psionics is a lot more personal than magic. She's off. A good way to put it,
Hmm.
I think, would be. She trails off for a second, humming. Is basically. Well, first things first. Psionics are not magic. They're closely related, but they're not the same damn thing. Magic is, at its core, the best way I would describe it. Magical energy is the energy of existence itself. That's been firmly established. Magic, as
Hmm.
referred to, is the ability to wield it to shape the world. It's created by the universe existing and by living things. Things and those who are aware of it can learn to use it, either being just trained to be aware of it or just becoming aware of it by nature. Bunch of ways. Knowledge and faith
Hmm.
can be used to wield it. That I don't need to go into the innards. Basic at the core. In the core, from the word core, magic is basically. I gathered this from Alexis. Help a little bit, Alexis, from just words of old masters and parties alike. To cast magic, even a single spell, is to use the energies of the universe and convince it that something should happen.
Hmm.
Make sense?
I'm following so far.
To follow along with the metaphor, if reality and its energy is a person, and magic is using them is proving to them that something should happen and they just do it, psionics, meanwhile, is forcing this person to do something by grabbing their body with your own, by which I mean your soul. It is psionics are the inherent ability to impose your soul on reality, from what I've been able to determine.
Okay.
I'm not an expert on the deep underpinnings of how the fuck that works, however, but when Alexander heard about that, he thought that might be tied into how the staining stuff for dragons works. The stain has how he put it for dragons works, so she shrugs. So he might be chewing over that data as well. I'm not sure what he's going to do with it, however.
So you said standing, correct? Like with archdragons and stuff?
Yeah, staining, like how arc dragons corrupt the world around them, how not just arc
Hmm.
dragons corrupt the world around them, but how normal dragons can do it. Like, remember how way back when there was the first hero unit dragon you ran into was that thunder dragon who was causing a thunderstorm?
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that. That was psionic in nature.
Hmm.
This is also my explanation for why the fuck psionic stuff and magic stuff do not work on are not the same thing are not the same thing. thing and why
Hmm.
antimatic stuff and antisonic stuff don't work on each other. They're similar phenomena, but they work differently in key enough ways. Basically, this is a lot of character note. Something psionically enchanted is something that you basically use your soul to make work differently under the laws of reality. It basically follows your soul's laws, if that makes sense.
Huh.
Hmm.
This factors
Meanwhile,
into some future plans.
Magic would just be convincing the universe to work like that. That's the difference between the two, and that's why Pandora would have been so fun. And that would have been why Pandora would have been so dangerous if she got out, because they've been able to winnow down into that and eventually develop Wish. I don't need to explain why it would have been bad. So, to get back into in character, Sister Sophia, not Sister Sophia is going to not, but yes, my talents are a mixture, or effectively just using psionics to cheat magic a little bit. I'm not, and
Hmm.
we can't mimic them yet, so Kyra and Mr. Goldman have banned me working on anything that's intended to be mass producible. But she grins. But the Prometheus
Huh?
is a walking prototype and not intended to be mass producible. So me working on it's
Yep.
is fine. Elizabeth is gonna chime in here. Actually, recent events have made me think about this. Ashley.
Yeah?
There's nothing about the Prometheus's core specs that say we can't mass produce it. It doesn't require anything esoteric or unique or anything like that.
I believe that is correct.
It
The
is. It is.
main.
The most esoteric bit is the Draconite crystal we're using, the power the damn thing, and sea gestures. Those are all
Hmm.
over the damn place. Huh. She
Uh,
rubs
the,
her chin.
the only limitations are raw materials and the fact that it's, to an extent, experimental.
And time and the whole supply chain stuff. Uh, Hopefully the alliance of
Hmm.
Kenji's, Fakai's brother, and everyone else, and all the scrap we haven't can get out of Japan will allow us to at least make a couple more.
Hopefully it's usable.
Yeah, hopefully. So
I
hopefully
wonder when anyone would bring up the funny part about Elysian stuff.
we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Still, Elizabeth is going to sigh, but yes, having a couple more of these running around would be really useful for the defense. Like, you know how that vampire dragon has been harassing the fucking patrols?
Mm-hmm.
It's avoiding a Tearfing squadron like all of us, even me, like we're a deadly plague. So having a
Huh.
couple more machines like the Prometheus doing frequent patrols around the place be really good for keeping that bastard from attacking where people are kidnapping them. I hope we deal with that bastard soon. I'd have a bad feeling about it. But yes, I think you should start working on trying to mass produce these, or at least mass produce these as well, because that'd be really fucking useful. She stopped. This is just also. She's going to point to Kyra and Sophia. Don't bring this stuff outside this room. Then she's going to look over to you, Ashley. In between you and me, the commander's a pretty big Armored Core fan, and from what I've heard, he's been itching to, itching in order to kill some dragons himself. And I'm pretty sure he'd love having a mech of his own.
Hmm. I think I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you, thank you. But Akira's still doing what we're trying to do with the harpoon, yes?
The modular harpoon, correct?
Yes, exactly. We're having a bit of a. You can bring that up in a bit. We can bring it up, but yes, we can do that. But yes, we should be able to do that. It'll just take a bit. Sophia's very handy for streamlining things. It's honestly, honest,
Splendid.
basically, I'm getting the. I'm better at this sort of thing than Akira is, so I think if we had access to better resources and more time, we can mimic her stuff, stuff, but see, mimic her stuff just through making higher quality parts. and using higher quality materials.
Mhm.
But she trails off for a second. But that also means we could also just use the. But that also she could probably make better things as well. So I'm just point is very useful. Very useful. And I wanted to ask if there's anything in particular you wanted us to focus on besides the modularity. Any of the particular spearheads that sounded good to you, or any other ideas?
Hmm. Actually, I might need a moment to think on that.
That's fine. Take the time you need. Take the time you need. It's gonna take like a week to get the modular harpoon up and going, anyways.
All right.
So, do you want to end the scene there? Scene there, Ashley?
Sure.
Okay, Kirov, your thing. I'm going to do the Usions because she's the only one mad enough to do this kind of thing. Is that okay?
Come again?
Kira, are we okay with you fielding your idea to Sion as we cover to follow what Sion
Yes.
just did? Okay, Sion, you good with that?
That's not even that mad, but
Okay, I mean it's fucked up blood magic stuff which is more Sion's wheelhouse than yours.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, first, Kirov, you you walk in to Alexander's lab to Alex because you've been looking for Sion for the last couple hours. To Alexander with one hand holding Sion by the shoulder and shaking it, the other shaking a stack of papers at Sion.
What did she do this time?
She sent me her notes for how she's going to try and overshadow what Lucine did yesterday. I can't believe it's only been 24 hours.
In fairness, I've been planning this for a few weeks now.
She's giving you the most blank look in the possible. Basically, she wants to fucking curse the dragon factor.
Well, speaking of Dragon Factor, actually,
The two, Alexander looks at you.
Just see
I had a thought.
unexpected
We
look.
have some people in the med bay that got bitten and whatnot by that vampire dragon. How likely do you think it is you could use that for some sympathetic magic or whatever it's called?
If you want to find out, Sion, roll an arcane lore check.
Yes, telling Sion to roll an arcane lore check.
I know she's going to get a high number. I just have to do it. How low a roll was that for you? That was a 5.
5.
What the fuck? Okay, so you're pretty sure you could do it, but it'll be fuzzy. Not the best for connection quality.
Hmm.
Won't be able to do anything too big.
If I add another roll, could I account for what the tying it
Elpis is
to
not
their
there.
blood and thereby?
Lucine
No, I
is
know.
not.
I'm just demonstrating. I'm just demonstrating.
Okay, so repeat your question, Sion.
So should I roll again to account for how? Because according to his, it's just using the dragon factor that they share. In this case, what if you add that and bind it further to the sympathetic attachment between a sire vampire and its spawn?
You can't do that because none of these guys have turned.
Okay, what if I magically turn them into a vampire based on how they've
Sister Sophia
already
would
been
not let you
accepted
turn
as
them into a
dead?
vampire.
They're dead anyway.
No, these guys aren't dead. These guys are not dead. They are suffering, but they're not dead.
It's incurable. Until
They
we vet Lucine stuff.
they just need more blood. Their biggest problem is they just need more blood in their bodies.
Okay. Do any of them have underlying health conditions?
Alexander dope slaps you. Sion, we are not killing people.
House? I know what Alexander would say here.
What?
And how would EO feel about that?
That is a very good point. He's going to the Opus and go, how do you feel about that?
Well, she can just resurrect them after we kill them.
You cannot resurrect the dead yet, no. He pulled out the spray
But
bottle
we
and sprays you
can.
again. He's just shoved that into his pocket now.
Alas, genius is not recognized in its time.
anyways, if you want to describe that vampire bastard, I don't think my sister's going to be upset about that. Just don't kill anyone.
Very well, very well.
Kirov, keep her from
Technically,
kill.
wouldn't at least some of its blood be in there?
No, that's not how vampirism works, he says, shaking his head. I've done my research. I did my research in the early days to trying to compare how vampirism worked to draconification.
Pity
Vampirism
that
is
young adult
entirely
fiction
spirit.
line to me.
It is entirely spiritual. There is no physical component.
At this point, she nods, looking very sad. Can't believe YA fiction lied to me. Oh well.
She sighs.
Wait, Coach.
What?
Previously, you did say,
No, I've
get the
always
words
said
right.
I. No, I'm pretty sure
That
the. I'm pretty
you
sure the
used
thing.
vampirism as an example of how to cure a soul.
Yeah, vampirism was how to cure soul, which the best method was you kill them then revive them.
Right. So, but wouldn't that mean it is spiritual if it
Yes,
affects the
that's what I
soul?
said. It's purely spiritual, no physical components.
Oh, I heard the reverse.
How did you?
Deal with it.
Don't worry about it.
ADHD things. So, Alexander's going to rub his beard, but yes, and they didn't die, and as such didn't rise from their graves. There's not enough curse in them for any major sympathetic magic. So, at most, we're probably just going to be able to get a just a compass pointing in their general direction.
It's better than nothing. Does make me wish we had cut off their hand back in the fight against strength. Be suitably climactic.
Alexander would have sighed. I would have confiscated the hand so I could study how the fucking undead dragon works.
Well, that'd be fine. We would just need to borrow it if we had it.
He sighs. Fair enough. Anyways, I'm Kirov. Sion, you have a black magic to get to.
Yes, we do.
He's also going to point at Sion.
Yes.
Don't turn yourself into a dragon while I'm busy.
Roger, Roger.
Is he going
Not
to turn
while
himself into a dragon while Sion's busy?
No, he's still doing the testing on that. Testing on he's still doing in-depth stuff on the Elysian factor. I also don't have his stuff set up yet, so no. So
oh well.
so Alexander, Kirov, the two of you mosey your way down to Sister Sophia's church.
Mhm.
You might walk past Io heading back, leaving, or Io might be there and healing in the background, depending on what Io feels like. But when you get there,
This
you
is the
see
next.
Sister Sophia and
This is
Jenny.
the next step, correct?
What did you say?
No. Never mind. Never mind.
You see Sister Sophia and Jenny are just treating the people who are attacked by the vampire dragon in her church. A lot of them are pale, shivering. A bunch of them are hooked up to blood bags, giving them infusions. Sister Sophia is just occasionally healing them with magic. Magic as two of you walk in. Who goes first to introduce yourselves?
Kirov's going to immediately cut off whatever Sion might be planning on saying.
Okay, how do you do that?
Hey, Sophia, do you happen to have any spare blood samples of anyone who's been bitten by that vampire bastard?
Sister Sophia is going to look up as you can see Jenny scamper around in the background, checking everyone's vitals and such. I Uh, spare blood samples. What do you want them for?
Sympathetic scrying, if I understand correctly.
She blinks. That's... No, that's more than fine, actually. That should work. That should work. She nods to herself.
Instinctive Sion reaction.
First up, he points to Sion. You're not doing that without my supervision.
Theon shrugs, stating, "Well, that's fine. Always nice to spend more time with you."
She snorts. We'll have to do it on the surface for maximum visual clarity, but I do have some of the blood on me. Jenny, she says, looking over to her nursing assistant. Yes, sisters. Yes, Sister Sophia, the the former nursing student says, looking up. I'm going to be helping the Tearfing Squadron with finding the culprit behind these. I'm going to need you. I'm going to be taking a vial of the vial A of the blood. I will be back in a couple hours. We'll be on the surface. Text me immediately if something happens. Especially if someone starts to code, you know what to do. Jenny nods furiously as Sophia just walks over to one of the attendants in the medical section of her church and just pulls out a big vial of blood. Okay, I've got it. I kept it. I have a couple samples as control for each person as controls against the curse progressing, in case the curse was progressing on its own. Anyways, to the surface. Follow me. It's been a while since we used the surface district map. So you end up doing the rituals ended up being done in the Boston Logan International Airport, which at this point has been basically
Boston Logan International Scrap Parts Yard.
exactly. It has been a not even that. It has been
Boston Logan International Junkyard.
not even that. Not even it has been stripped. It has been stripped to parts right now. It has been stripped to bits. A lot of the resources have been moved to underground storage areas at this point. Kirov, you've heard a couple of the techies are murmuring about potentially using it as a mech construction bay because building the Prometheus underground was a pain in the ass. And they're not sure if they have enough space to build another one on top of all the other stuff the underground is doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sister Sophia carves out the ritual circle before tossing the blood to Sion. Sion, do your work. Wait, before I do that, I have a question. She
Mm-hmm.
looks. A carrier pigeon was detected leaving the wards and heading into the Dark Shroud.
Yes.
What did you send?
A marriage proposal.
Sister Sophia blinks. Are you joking?
Nope.
I am facepalming in real life. I would just like to let everyone know. No, I am facepalming in real life. Sister Sophia just stops for a second. Her hand goes for a drink that isn't there. She sighs so incredibly slowly. Sion,
Mm-hmm.
please stop needling the incredibly dangerous Ark Dragon who lives right next door to us.
Theon narrows her eyes. "Do you think I'm insincere?"
It doesn't matter. Oh my fucking god. What the fuck, Sion? What the fuck?
Did you just read the thing?
I did not read the thing. I did not read the thing. I am not going to read the thing.
Don't worry, it's in the Draco channel so you can read it after.
I'm going to kill you. I have the feeling I'm going to kill you after this session. Anyways, back on topic. So, just to emphasize, it does not matter. Please do not kill the Arc Dragon, who we only just gotten a potential way to get into the territory of. See, please for a second. As you realize what Kiro just posted in the chat. I'm not. No, no. Fuck that. No, no, no. Fuck that. No, no. She just takes her head for a second to catch her breath. Voice of Sion. No. Anyways. Scrying ritual. Scrying the vampire dragon. Do that now, please, before you drive me insane.
Theon sighs and once again states, alas, genius and love are never seen well in their own time.
No. You won't know. Sion has successfully verbally flashbanged the coast. The cost was not expecting that. I have a question for
Anyway,
you, Sion. Why?
yes, because she
That shouldn't be
can't.
the question. That should be, are you ready for her to accept?
She's not going
Yes,
to. I'm not. I am not thinking about this right now. I am not drunk. I don't drink. I do not drink, so I am not drunk enough for this right now.
okay. In case we were actually doing the proper incantation instead of the custom spell.
Ah, we were. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm not. Your rules are both. I'm not bothering getting into the nitty-gritty of this. Okay, so
The DC is 30 regardless.
yeah, so you hold the vial of blood in the air, do your fancy magic bullshit, and the blood like congeals and hardens into basically a floating compass inside the vial. It is currently pointing to the east.
Well, that's rather ineffective.
Nice.
Wait, east?
Yes,
What?
the ocean.
What's Sylvan doing this time?
No, the west. I mean, wrong direction. I got my direction. It's pointing
Okay.
towards the west.
I thought we were going under the sea.
No. I was dumb. No. She's
We
trying to.
just
I
killed the
mean, he
dragon.
is an undead, so he could just camp out there.
What's Sylvan doing right now?
She's trying to figure out where the blood dragon is. She's successfully
Constructing.
created a tracking compass for it that points in the direction of it. After a
So
couple,
is
They said east instead of west.
are you doing anything with your ritual shenaniganery, Sylvan?
please don't.
No, it's completely normal. She already sent a love letter to the Scarlet Queen, which was also a proposal, and told Alexander everything about her plans.
I am suffering tonight.
We
Anyway,
haven't even got to the
And you
fun
know what
part
the
of
funny
the
thing is? There's
so
a
you
good chance
Well, at
when
least now we
Alexander
have a
works
way to
through the
hunt the
plans,
bastard
you'll
down.
probably conclude, God, this is actually possible.
so you have acquired the blood
What did you say?
compass. So you first, Leon.
Oh no, I was just out of character joking that if he actually looks through it, it should theoretically be possible.
So
I just couldn't hear what you said.
here, so to get back on topic for a second, so as you finish the ritual, you have successfully created the blood dragon compass. Put that on your character sheet.
Ooh, so it's actually an item. That's cool.
Yeah, you made an item. You made a magic item that points towards the towards the dragon is. 5 seconds after you finish the 30-minute long ritual, all of you stop for a second as you hear a sound like humming glass. Sylvia sighs. You all look into the direction of the shroud. There's just a crimson beam stabbing through the sky, and the sky cutting the horizon in half in the distance. It's not aimed toward. It's just burning into the sky away from anything.
Dion will then shout eagerly and cheerily, "Oh my gosh! It's a yes!"
That is not a yes.
Dion
I wish
nods
I could
her
see.
head as if she's very satisfied of her sage understanding. It's clearly a yes, and she says, "Indeed."
Sion, Sister Sophia says. Please stop worrying me with every word that comes out of your mouth.
See, then where you would be worried she's acting normal.
Sister Sophia slaps you on the back. Don't bring logic into this, soldier.
You can see actual little hearts peering over Sion's head.
Is it
She
demon?
holds
Are
her
you just
fingers
doing? Are you
together
guys
and
doing
and
demon bullshit to
protecting.
be an anime girl?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god! Why? What did I do to deserve this?
You're the one who made the Coast. This is your fault for making the Scarlet Queen you.
I didn't expect Sion to pull this bullshit.
Sion is a succubus.
Please give me a moment to catch my breath and recombobulate myself. So, so that night we're going to. So that night here, that night the information is going to be passed out to passed out to you, Ascalon's allies.
So we're not publicizing it yet, but it is now going out to Kenji and such.
Which information? The blood compass or Lucine?
Lucine, the blood compass. The
Lucine.
blood compass is a tactical skill thing. I'm still
So, Coast, before we do this, before we turn on everyone, could we do a scene before we get the allies on, basically?
What do you want to do?
Lucine's very much owed apology to everybody.
Okay, so all the Sheriffing Squadron, the hangar amongst the bosses, everyone is in the room. Not Sister Sophia is also there. At this point, she's kind of been dragged. Where the fuck did I put my drain?
By virtue of accidentally finding out about Elysians early, she is now part of the command structure, because that's how we roll.
Partly that part, partially at this point, she's been drafted as the official note keeper, and also, Mayor Commander Michigan decided he wants her around in case someone tries to attack them through the tech shut-up.
Hmm.
You know what? That
You never
Kinda
fucking know
smart.
at this point.
Exactly. That's why he went fuck it. Have the technomancer be with us when we do. So everyone piles into the room and Commander Michigan just sighs. The absolute least. It's good to see that. So the current data shows that Lucine is not a danger to humanity. Lucine,
Yes, sir.
well, this might have been a success in
She's
your
sorry.
book. You should have communicated with everyone ahead of time.
I'm sorry. You've all followed my plans, bet your life on them. You've trusted me with your lives, and I should have been able to do the same. I'm sorry.
Alyssa's the first to respond. Actually, she snorts and gets up. Okay, to be honest, I still haven't forgiven you yet, but how I acted yesterday was not okay. What you said was giving me a question of my own in regards to the data dump as well. So, Lucine,
Yes?
do you think it's possible to turn a normal dragon into one of whatever you are?
It's... The answer is we are closer than... My best guess is we are closer than we were, but we're still missing... But I think we're still missing pieces. Fundamentally, the Elysian factor exists to hunt down the dragon factor. On beings of pure dragon factor, absolutely pure, or rather, items like Draconite and Draw, it can successfully convert or destroy them, but do so to a full dragon, which has meat, biology, all that stuff, is going to be harder. It could easily, with enough energy, it should be able to say, basically turn them into a dragon into a vegetable, because it would purge all the dragon factor, there just wouldn't be any sentience left, etc., etc.
And at that moment, Io gets
But
to nod in. All right, let me swap out your token for this map. Give me a second, Io.
in short, that is about... yes, we are closer, but we're not there yet, is about the best thing I can say. It's probably possible.
And then Eo chimes in. Ah, okay, you're being non-verbal. Okay, I wasn't sure. You were verbal earlier, so I wasn't sure for a moment. I apologize. So, Eo Nata, yes, so long as my research continues to advance, I can eventually find a cure. Yes, it is currently noon on the day after the eclipse.
Get a little max HP back. I think it's 1d4.
I know. I'm pretty sure. It's a set. Yeah, no, it's 1d4. So just roll the 1d4. 2 points of max HP back. So Elizabeth nods at that. I'm, I'm still upset that if you had been more open about this, she's actually trying to find her words. I'm still upset that you didn't communicate with us about this,
That is
and
my
that you were
regret as well.
and that you and that you were so willing to rush. But I can understand why you wanted to rush this through. Even if I do wish you had made the time to try and hunt down my brother, I'll have Eo also. Elizabeth says that and sits down. Sophia's still taking notes diligently. Eo looks over to Sophia. I need to talk to you later, by the way, the fox says, at which no answer. Sophia just nods and pushes her glasses up. Of course, of course. Me, Errata sighs. Uh, it's fine in my book, Lucine. Just look, I know how to spot the kind of things that would be problems. Because Odahime. Yeah, I said non-sister Sophia. The little glasses gremlin. That's who is responding. Yeah. Errata nods and sighs. So, but yes, I believe you. I believe the report, and I believe you, Lucine. I'm just. You just remind me of Odahime. Odahime, how willing you are to do risky shit to try and help people. Shakes his head. But it's fine. Just don't do it again, please. Ah,
Maybe, oh my word, that I
Otohime.
can't
Thank
pretend
you.
I
I
won't.
thought I pronounced it correctly that time, Io. My apologies. Otohime.
I
Otohime.
can't say I'll never do something risky. I can't say I'll never pull something, but I gave you my word. As long as it's pre-planned, I will do everything within my power to communicate the plan.
Arata points a finger at you. You better keep us in the loop for any on the spot shit too. Got it?
Oh yes, but that's just it has to happen on the spot.
Duh. Fair enough. Fair enough. But Jeremiah nods. I'm same general train of thought as Harada. Alexis just leans back and sighs. Lucine, I bitched you all the way out on my way back. You know I'm more concerned for you than pissed. You don't need to apologize.
Doing it anyway.
Saps, he says, pointing at you.
No, you love me.
She snorts. Pain in my ass, more like.
Oh,
So,
actually, though, yeah. That said, Lucine does actually have one more really important thing to say, which is just I know it was a lot of jank, but Alexander's still testing on it, and we once he clears it, we should make sure to spread this to those who are willing.
before anyone can chime in on that, no, the non-sister Sophia is actually going to be the one who chimes in about that. I can see the logic in that. As it is right now, if you die, your new kind of dragon dies with you.
And well, I may or may not have. I used Pollution's heart and blood for this one. Let's just say I made it very viral. At that, Lucine pulls a fucking flowchart out.
Alexander's sighs. Did you really have to? I thought I had all the copies of the fucking flowchart.
You do realize I can just make my own copies?
He gives you the most blank stare, like that's not the point. I thought I. The point was he thought he confiscated all your notes on this.
Lucine has the whole thing in her brain because she's fucking Lucine.
That is a fair point. He's still a little annoyed by it.
Yes. In short, with my blood, there appear to be two potential outcomes. Or three, I suppose. With my blood, it is, and potentially any Elysian Arc Dragons in the future, if my theories are right, and I'm pretty dang sure they are, will guarantee the result of an Elysian Dragon. However, if it comes from a regular Elysian Dragon and not me or a future Arc Dragon, it is most likely going to generate what I guess I'm calling it a tribe. The universe hates my guts. Not exactly a surprise, but what is important, but it does mean that it's not going to just let people do it willy-nilly. Mine's powerful enough that it can just break that requirement, but in short, for those willing to take the gamble on blood that's not my own, they are probably going to have to prove the will to fight the universe itself. And if they can gather enough, it should result in another full dragon. If not, if they don't quite get there, it's most likely going to result in an enhanced human. Some perks, probably not. I don't know if it's going to be fully immune to draw, if an enhanced human would be fully immune to draw or not. But in short, the one thing is, if they cannot muster the willpower, it is disturbingly likely that such a person would be erased from existence.
Alexis snorts. Oh, that's just wonderful.
It does not take a lot of willpower, thankfully, but it does take some.
Still unpleasant. Still unpleasant. Any other way you can help us out directly?
Well, I mean, it's mostly the blood and the Dragonite. Those are kind of the main point.
Oh, she's going to point a finger. Well, see, I was hoping that at least that Elysian Dragon factor of yours could might be able to allow us to pierce through the shroud eventually, because we don't have any way of doing that right now.
I'm pretty sure. Has nobody paid attention to the aura? By default, I am literally pure. Same as regular dragons emit dragon factor, I'm emitting this stuff, and it attacks and kills out any atmospheric stuff. That should work on the shroud. It might not go fully, but we should be able to act in there should we need to.
Around you. Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough.
The reason I originally brought this up, she looks at absolutely everyone in the room. I don't know who does and doesn't want it, but I have to make the offer, and I will be making this offer to Kyoto's leadership too. If any of you want it, I am more than happy to make sure you directly get my blood.
You are forgiven, and for now, no thanks.
Commander Michigan sighs. The sidekicks all start muttering among themselves.
Sion, I'm going to need to talk. Sion, I'm going to need to talk to you later.
She waves, and it almost teleports out before falling back onto her ass.
Yes.
And then doing a somersault back to her feet.
There is one other thing. The other thing is that while the criteria require willingness for it to even bother oh right, there is one more. I believe a simple injection of it into someone who is not intending to attempt become one will just effectively serve as an inoculation against a small amount of dragon factor. And that is shared by by any future ones, but
Alexander hummed
without
that.
bringing me to my own project.
That
Any
does
spec
act.
ops,
Can you let me finish talking, please?
so
So, Alexander's going to chime in for a moment there. That does track with what I've been seeing, yes. He thought for a second. I got some of the test sub. I got a test sub. I got. You know the guy in the hospital who's before she did her stupid. He said that's literally what he says. And you did your thing was the most dragon need guy in Ascalon.
that was what I was
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
too. Was he willing?
Yeah. I didn't turn him. I didn't turn him. I just tested him to see if he proved dragon inoculation. I asked him that. Then he agreed because he wanted to prevent what happened to him from happening to anyone else. He agreed, and yeah, it does seem to protect against dragon factor, but it burns out the Elysian inside of you, inside of inside of the person, so it's only temporary. Especially with the
That is
atmospheric dragon factor roaming around, it's going to be temporary. It'll probably last for 3 hours per dose, I want to say, before assuming nothing burns it out.
that. I was hoping it would last longer, but I suppose that's not too bad. But yes. And then, Surfing Squad especially, next time we go into battle, please, Holy, at least carry a vial with you. You don't have to plan to use it, but if it's turn Stygian or turn Elysian, I don't want to lose any of you.
Okay. Can't promise I
Alright.
won't throw it into an open mouth.
Alexa
Well,
sighs. You are such a sap.
Sion, it will do nothing if you use it on someone unwilling.
No,
No,
I
I mean
think she
exactly.
means throw it into a dragon's mouth to do the whole funny reaction.
I don't even think that'll do much.
Oh, still worth doing it to see.
Then we can test that with some of the less valuable Elysian blood. Mine is only more reliable when it comes to the transformation.
You're the only one we
That's
have right now, Lucine, Alexander's going to point out.
fine.
As soon as we have permission, we can start spreading it.
Anyways, Commander is doing a clear show. Anyway, so the plan right now is pretty simple. We're going to inform the Kyoto first, and then we're going to inform the church if a bit underhandedly. We're not going to tell them the whole truth. We're just going to say that you've developed a experimental anti-dragon weapon, and that if it works out, it's going to be a strategic scale benefit. Who's
I
eating?
suppose
The
that's
church is now.
necessary way.
I'm not sure out of character if it was covered in the briefing, but Lucine is covering it again. At this point, the church is now fully aware that I am a bloodliner. Or was, I suppose. And whatever.
Missing going on. Yes, which is exactly why we don't want to tell them. What do you think? What do you think they are going to think when they hear the exact details?
That was approximately my plan, yes.
Hmm?
Then let's.
As in, my plan was to not tell them.
We need to tell.
So,
We need to tell them something in case they detect what. In case we do, they do have their own divination experts after all. We need to we need to prepare in case they detect what happened. So he raises a finger.
no objection.
Then on to the elephant in the room. He nods. Alexander, who nods. Yes, based on what the readings showed, I believe that Lucina, when you went when you did the ritual, every Arc Dragon felt it, and they felt it when felt it when you went Elysian.
Based on
As
our
such,
knowledge of them knowing when one dies, knowing when one shows up and then is aborted, sounds about right.
not just that, not just knowing that what didn't happen, but knowing that something went wrong.
Hmm.
In fact, the only reason I'm certain the only reason the Scarlet Queen hasn't contacted us about the matter yet is because of Sion's latest harassment attempt against her.
It's not harassment if it's from love.
Everyone in the room gives Sion a flame look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we should probably spin up a cover story to tell her something when Scene inevitably comes asking around.
That may not work very well.
Fair enough. Anyway, so I'm going to roll
Remember,
I'm going to roll
I
a
kind of tricked
1d100.
her
Give me a
into
second.
I mean, if we can make more of Blood Tempest things, we might be able to distract her with the whole Blood Dragon thing.
But yes. Alright, there is one more thing that's probably no surprise. I am pretty sure I am distinctly going to draw a lot of dragon hate.
Alexander snorts. I'm not surprised there. Still,
But
so
yes, that said,
can I please progress the scene now?
probably Coast, this is in regards to the Scarlet Queen stuff because
Fair enough.
Lucine
Sorry.
has something there. Remember, during the aftermath of the battle of Operation Marineford, I tricked her into that Fey bargain, which has now paid off.
Mayor Jane's going to cough. Look you dead in the eye, Lucine. Did you seriously bind an Arc Dragon,
Alright.
a descendant of the star, in a Fey bargain?
Yep.
Somehow.
She's going to look over to Commander Miskin. Miskin, may I join you in the bar tonight? He just nods.
Offer what they can't resist, something that you already offer something they can't resist, something you already had plans that would interrupt even if it goes wrong, and on a bet that seems completely impossible.
Commander Miskin sighs. Fine then. So, we'll be contacting Kyoto first. Then the Scarlet Queen makes sure this Feo phase out. And then we'll be talking to the church. And the objections to this.
Has Sister Sakura finished analyzing my sword?
Word has not gotten back on that yet. That's part of why I want to talk to Kyoto.
Fair enough.
So, you set up with the community. It is now 11:23 p.m. EST.
Yeah, I
Correct.
just wanted to make sure you were keeping
I
track of it. You wanted to end the session earlier.
Yeah, again, I am aware. I
Alright.
will be fine. I will be fine. I will be
Awesome.
fine. Trust me. I know my limits. I know what I can do. I have alarm. I can just force my ass to get up. Trust me. I'll be fine. So,
Yeah,
I'll
no.
be ending
I
the
was just
session.
making sure that you were
Yeah, I was
losing
aware of the
track
time.
of
We'll be ending the session fairly certain soon. I just have a very so
Alright.
so Kenji comes onto the video screen after a second, looking over all of you. He looks he looks a little less tired than normal. With him is Lady Sakura. Sakura, who has the most tired mom face on her look that you have ever seen on the Oni Priestess.
I'm sorry.
First off, Kenji's going to push his glasses up. We've gotten the data dump you've passed us your way. That tracks with what Sakura's been getting off the sword. I have a question. What the fuck?
We needed an ace, so I made one.
Kenji sighs. Sakura, you're the magic expert. This is your show. Please take the lead. The owner priestess nods and pulls open your sheath sword. So, Lucine. Your sword is perfectly
Yes.
functional. The enchantments have not been dispelled. In addition, testing has shown that if we apply it to the dragon factor, it can dispel the dragon factor if the wielder can overcome the power behind whatever is driving the dragon factor. Well, if the day drive explains what the fuck you did, Kenji has already asked why, so I have a much simpler question.
Is it how?
I have a good idea how. No, that's not my question. So you're certain it's safe.
I am.
She looks you dead in the eyes, and you get the feeling she's deeply scrutinizing you for a second. Because remember, Lady Soccer's the local expert on how the fuck you raise a hybrid who's actively displaying their heritage. She knows what the fuck she's doing when it comes to dragon psychology shit. Good enough for me. Me right now. She pinches her nose. If and only if it is proven to be safe, I may be interested in it. May.
I will make sure. I will make sure to set some aside for you then.
I am not sure how long the work to cure Orihime will take, and I want to be here when it's done. We only are long lived, but we're still mortal after all.
Lucine just nods. I was kind of planning to. I was going to offer it directly to you and Kenji. Anyway, I can't imagine Kenji
You
would
hear
want
Kenji
to get
mutter, "Oh
that.
no."
But yes, that was always the plan. I do not blame her.
But Lady Sakura nods. Yes, one more thing. Ever since the head inquisitor helped with taking Orihime, the church has been opening communications with us. They are, she stops for a second, pragmatic but annoying.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mostly they've been interested in keeping an eye on what the other Ark Dragons in the area are up to. Up to? Up to? They've made a couple questions about about the status of some of our holy sites, and I haven't been giving them shit about those, but the church might be planning something in the future as an FYI.
Not like we ever trusted them.
Fair enough, but preparation's better than getting surprised by them pulling some bullshit out of their ass. Anyways, I'll I'll send your sword back in a couple hours. Couple hours. She stops for a second. Despite what it looks like, I am not actually currently holding your sword. She says, I am holding a copy of a copy of it made by Lord Susano. He saw it and got an idea and has promptly kicked me out of the shrine for the last 24 hours.
Oh god, what kind of idea?
I do not know.
Lucine just.
I do not know. I do not know. I am going to find out. Find out. I'm pretty sure he's trying to make another sword like that on his own.
It should be if we send him it should not be too hard to make the Draconite. And it was just I technically converted that from purified, but it is possible to go from regular straight to Elysian.
I'll pass the information his way as well when I go to check on him, but anyways, we need to get going. Lord Stano's showing up. The church. There's a bunch. Church getting ready for cleaning up Tokyo, and we have a lot of shit we need to get Working to see you later, Ascalon. Boop. Next,
So,
next,
how do we break this to the public?
Michigan points a finger at you. We're dealing with that once we're done telling all the. Once we're done telling the people we want to telling the people we want to shoot with guns.
Fair enough.
So the call to Scarlet Queen takes a bit more slowly to set, slowly because non-Sister Sophia sets up fiddles with the device to set up any protection in case the weird crystal you use to communicate with her acts funny. This time, the camera does not show her in her what you think is her phone room. You see her. She's leaning against what looks like an alley wall. I need everyone to make a spot check.
Mhm.
Permission to roll for EO?
Permission granted. She is technically here in character. I'm just justifying her quietness as her focusing on resting.
That was EO's that crit failed.
Lamau. Sion, roll a spot check, please.
Okay.
Okay, so with the 20 free, you can tell that she's in a. You can tell you see glimmers of movement on the edge of the camera. It's pretty obvious from the looks of it that the Scarlet Queen that the crystal is just hooked up to call the Scarlet Queen's fucking phone.
So, Coast, out of character, what? How
I'm
much
not
is
done.
our
I'm not
plan to
done
tell
talking. I
her?
was just taking a moment to catch my breath. Be patient.
Sorry.
If you roll higher, that was higher than 20, so that's what you and Lucine EOC. Everyone else, you rolled higher than a 30. You can see that the glimmers of movement are not cultist.
Mhm.
They're people. Humans. Magicals.
Mhm.
People. Civies.
Lucine swears.
More pressingly than the fact that they are civies. Civies, if you roll higher than a 35, so Kirov and Sion, you can tell that based on the lighting and such, this is in an area with an area under. You think that this might be in a bubble of clean air formed within the shroud.
Neat.
What? Hello there, Tearfing Squadron. What did you do this time?
The impossible.
Coast, out of character, what was... I realized I'm not 100% sure. Was the agreement just tell her the full truth about Lucine since it's going to be basically impossible to hide it?
Yes, because he's going to know what the fuck you are the moment he actually looks at you.
Lucine just saunters into camera with her with basically most of her crest on because it's about all she's can fit. Hello, sister.
Scarlet Queen blinks for a second and narrows her eyes. Hmm. So if that's what you did to piss the progenitor off so much.
I would also like to inform you that our bargain is now in effect.
Sea waves in. Of course, I'd not. Of course, I had no intention of attacking you anyways. The moment Sion opens her mouth, the Scarlet Queen is going to cut her off. If you say any nonsense related to that so-called letter, I will consider that a breach. I will consider that a breach of the truce. While I may not be able to harm you, there are other ways I can make your life hell.
Dion narrows her eyes. You really are so zoom.
She is going to look straight at Lucine. You are an impossibility that should not exist. and yet somehow you are better conversation than the little demon. But yes, the bargain is now in effect. Fact and all that entails. She waves a hand lazily. I will not impede you in the spreading of this. She gestures towards Lucine again. But I will give you a word of caution. The moment the pretender realizes that you can't, realize that it can spread, and I know you, Lucine. You're likely tune that up past reasonable levels.
Where'd you think the heart went?
She snorts my point exactly. Then the pretender is likely to attempt to take some form of direct action itself. The cycle binds its talons, so it's not going to descend in what raise Boston, but it may attempt to force me to do the deed myself. She is ignoring Sion. I do not think it is possible for her to be more ignoring Sion than she currently is right now. She's just glaring. As she's just doing the casual glaring she does. Anyways, is there
A
anything else
heart
any of you
malforming
need?
into a I love somebody.
Anyways, is there anything that any of you who are not the goddamn succubus need of me?
Kirov raises a hand. You wouldn't have happened to have gotten any body parts from that blood bastard, would you?
No, if I did, he would be dead.
Damn.
She does not elaborate on that. She just leaves it off at that. She does not elaborate on how he would be dead. But yes, stop for a second. Anything else? She says that the sidekicks always one narrowly eye the fuck out of her.
Not too late to join the winning side.
Hmm.
She snorts. It is expected for Arc Dragons to die before they for many Arc Dragons to die before they leave the grasp of their home planet. You have not broken the wheel just yet.
Oh, that's a nice Game of Thrones reference.
She
Lucine
snorts.
nods, and then her crown, her partial crown, not completed yet, what goes in above her head. Yet, perhaps.
Potential remains potential until it is earned. You are earned, and I know that in my bones you are going to die.
Yeah, you're a bit late to that part.
She snorts. Anyways, if you do not have anything have anything else to waste my time with, I was doing a check-in. I was checking on my subjects.
Okay, bye, Miss Sabaton.
She just ignores that and go and close the call unless anyone's going to chime in.
I have no thought.
Okay, she's just gonna leave then.
Oh, Lucine got the taunting she wanted in.
The Scarlet Queen was not affected. She does not care.
It was not that much taunting, but yes, we're aware she's depressed as shit.
Next to be called up is the head Inquisitor, actually, who is currently who you who you looks like the setup is currently being directed to her camera, which is currently being held in. You think it's currently being held by one of her knights? What is it, Ascalon? I'm kind of busy cleaning up an attack by some of the stragglers from the. She stops for a second, noticing that Jeremiah is in the room. Unfortunate victim of the false god's attack on the Vatican.
By the way, Lucine did de-transform before this call.
Yes, did you turn back?
I said yes, did de-transform.
Okay, I heard the, not the.
Yeah. She
But
is not dumb.
But what is it? I am kind of busy, and the Cardinal, she says, pulling her spear out of something that scorches, is busy rallying the healers. So, are you guys going to
Lucine
talk,
isn't starting.
or is Commander
Lucine
just
is
going
not
to do it?
starting.
Um,
Go on, then start.
I said Lucine is not.
Okay. If no one's going to start, then Commander is going to will. I mean, Amelia, he nods to her. He nods to the having closer to her.
Actually,
Sion, no.
Sion, what are you doing? I'm suddenly far more concerned than what you were going to say.
You have already reached your sand damage quota for today. You can stop.
I think she doubles the quota after each session.
She out here playing lethal company with everybody's sanity.
She really is. And so I'll let Sion talk. I'll let Sion write up then, and I'll decide if that actually happens or not. I cannot believe you said the fucking miracles to the fucking Scarlet Queen. What the fuck? What the fuck?
There's a reason she lost all threat, and it's because Sion's comic relief worked.
I'm just role playing that as Sion being off her fucking rocker.
So how much psychic damage has the Scarlet Queen taken by this point?
I know.
Enough. Too much. She'd like to stop taking psychic damage, thank you.
There can always be more.
That's not what she wants though. She wants to stop.
And then we tell her Sion's working on a way to make more of herself.
I know exactly how she's going to respond to that. It's going to be extremely funny.
Splendid.
okay, I'm gonna change tack then. Thank you for your commentary.
God damn it.
No, do it, do it, do it.
Mon, you're assuming the tack isn't a funnier tack.
I have a question. Why do you delight in my suffering?
It's funny.
Is that all I am?
No, you are also very small.
Hey! I'm only 5'1".
That's 2 inches off from being legally a dwarf.
You're fucking joking. I'm going to Google that now.
Clearly, the shroud is compensating for her height
Shut the fuck up.
and or her cup size.
Hmm.
Okay. Our Lady of Grace, the great goddess Lucine, who is the greatest of all the heavens, has devised a glorious weapon that shall strike the heathen hordes and wipe them out. Truly, even the rotting corpse of Jehovah will quake in fear as the fell beasts quake in their human skin boots for the might of our weapon. But we can't tell you what it is. It's a secret.
Amelia just sighs. Can I have words from someone who isn't who isn't a literal demon? A literal raving, maddened demon?
You're kind
Lucine's
of
head is
you're
in her
upset.
hands.
Michigan's going to sigh very tiredly. Lucine has Lucine has successfully led a project to develop a experimental anti-dragon weapon. Amelia's head tilts at that. We are currently testing it out. We want to You likely detected the incident with what looked like an arc dragon forming? Yes, our seers did detect that. That was tied to it. Big ol' fucking mess, that's what it was. The Dragon Factor did not like it happening. He shakes his head. Anyways. We're still testing it out, but once we have the hard details down, down in the full picture of any side effects and such, we'll be telling the church, giving the church more information in person. I don't know. We don't know if someone is listening to your communications.
Also, I solved my.
Sion,
You were,
please.
also, since you were aware of it, the whole thing did also solve my lifespan issue.
Interesting. Very, very interesting, Amelia says. Fair enough, then. I'll inform the Cardinal immediately, and I look forward to the news of its success or its failure. I
Have
do
you
have
considered the biblical foundations of polyamory and the supersedence of the Old Testament over the New Testament for those outside the New Covenant's boundaries, which you would be as a sinner who has not repented for thine sins?
Amelia just gives you the most blunt look on her face. Both to assume I haven't. You haven't, you literal demon. She is
She was
literally the
talking
second in
about the
command of the Catholic
polyamory
Church.
beyond.
She is literally the second in command of the Catholic Church.
I guess you're just being stingy with spots in your harem. Hmm.
Amelia just sighs. I'll be going now. I have things to attend to.
Very well. Go
She
see
just
good
cuts it off
lovers
there.
well.
She's going to point a finger at Sion. Sion, I have an order.
Sure.
You really
Do not
want
harass
to
the
follow
Catholic
it?
If
Church.
I don't like it, I won't hear it. I did not hear that. Could you repeat yourself?
Do not
Uh,
harass the Catholic Church.
I seem to have gone deaf, but I'll assume you're saying not to. Do not stop annoying the Catholic Church.
Commander's is going to facepalm, pull his fucking phone out, right
Michigan?
click down, get
How
up
do
and
you
shove it
know?
into your face, and it says, Orders of Commander Michigan, do not harass the Catholic Church.
Lucine size.
I'd like
Michigan?
that for
There's
long.
one ancient adage from my culture I think you should probably learn here. Do not feed the troll.
Commander Michigan sighs. I do not know how you lot put up with her.
Lots of alcohol.
The less you react, the less
Acknowledge that
people
they're the
you
only thing keeping me from going Archdragon.
Lucine
Commander
awkwardly
Michigan is
looks at
going
the
to look to
ground.
Sister Sophia. Sister Sophia, we do not have any therapists qualified to deal with Sion.
Lucine is just awkwardly looking at the ground for some reason.
Anyways, so Commander Michigan is going to clap his hands together. So, things are going to take a little bit as we set up our next plan. Get beeps as he gets a message. Message from the Cardinal. He wants to test our new weapon on the ruins of Barcelona. Make Luna sometime within the next week, clearing it out. Clearing it out.
Okay, so we're gonna lace a nuke with Elysium.
We do not have access
Not
to
like
nuclear weapons.
A thermobaric bomb with Elysium.
We are not making the Elysium bomb until we're sure that's not going to set the fucking atmosphere on fire.
more importantly, Sion.
That's literally
Do
the
not
same
want
argument they had about nuclear weapons.
And this time, yes, but this time, the Elysium burns dragon factor. And what is the atmosphere full of? Full of?
Love.
No.
Sion. We are not nuking Barcelona or bombing Barcelona. Lucine gestures to her side where Abyss Flower would be sitting. There are a bunch of trained soldiers who we can free and recruit.
Hmm. Okay, so how about instead we convert all the dragon factor in the air over Barcelona into a Lucine dragon factor and condense it into a big rock and drop that rock on the city from the upper atmosphere.
It's not even possible, Theon.
Commander
You
Miss
can't
can get
just.
Commander Miss concise. We are not carpet bombing Barcelona. They want to capture the city. They want to use the city.
I think they could use a crater just as well.
They do not.
So what if we grind up the factor into really fine powder and just crop dust it?
Commander Miss can
That
picture
would
us as
work
notes.
either.
We do not have any fucking crop dusters.
I'm sure Ashley could build one.
I could figure
Funniest
something
thing,
out.
you don't need to build a plane. You just need to build a Lucine mounted crop duster.
Commander Miss concise. Yes, but that would require getting to what I was trying to say. Revealing your dragon. Revealing your new state of being to the Catholic Church.
Yes.
What if we put an illusion on her that makes her look like a plane?
Planes can't fly like dragons.
Cause
A
out of
helicopter
character, did we
plane.
decide to scrap the, or I guess,
VTOL.
yeah, fair. Never mind. I see what you mean. Never mind. Yes.
Anyways,
That said, back to in character.
in character.
Yes, we should. If we can justify it, we should start spreading this and once we've got enough, we should consider reaching out to the southern continents. We're at a point in the war where we need bodies and allies, and there's no arc dragons there, so maybe there's more people.
Hopefully more people in Commander Miss this, but yes, we'll figure it out. So, clap his hands together. But yes, Dave actually phone beep again. Cardinal has actually given us a date. Date for when he wants the operation to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The 16th. 6 days from now.
That'll
All
have to
right.
do.
So you have 6 days to prepare and get
And
ready. Consider who you're bringing with you in your
Okay.
strategy, similar strategies. You all know what to do. You all know what to say.
Yeah.
Sophia, he says, pointing to the tech gremlin, give me a copy of the notes for this meeting. Tiefling Squadron, you are
one
dismissed. We will end the
one
session
thing
there.
before we
What?
Coast, can I get one thing in?
What?
I'm going to attempt. This is hurt. I'm going to attempt to figure out a non-lethal option for everyone's weapons because that would be very, very because some tactical reasons that I'll explain later.
He nods. Of course. Do your best. Do your best at that, then. Feel free to tap our allies in Kyoto for that if you need to. I need to go get a drink, he says, gesturing to the Tiefling Squadron. Dismissed, he says with a note of finality. And now we'll end the session. Let me just return us to the start screen and let me end off to do my end of stream stuff. Next time on Drakopocalypse will be next Saturday. We will be doing the We will be doing the Barcelona raid salty run back
Next Sunday, you mean?
next Sunday. That's what I said. Did I say
No,
Saturday?
you said Saturday.
Yeah, the Barcelona salty run back. That's going to be multiple maps because you're not airdropping it this time. Because the
Oh
objective
yeah.
is to clear the city of hostiles.
The only thing I'd want to consider airdropping the just for the gate. Get on the other side of that before they can react.
I'm going to say that's a no-go because the mine nexus is not stupid. Barcelona has anti-air guns now.
Well, that just means we need to catapult. We need to clear it by much, but yeah, fair enough.
Point is, you're not. Point is,
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
they don't know we can just cast Spider Climb.
Anyways, point is, you're not. Point is, you're not airdropping, and we'll cover how you're doing it later. So, plan for this week is
Thanks,
pretty
Mom.
simple. Simple. On Thursday, I have Lance Arithmetic and everyone else, and if that just doesn't happen, I'll be streaming Wuthering Waves. Hopefully, the new upgrades to my RAM mean the quality of that stream will be better. Saturday, I will be streaming Punishing Grey Raven. We'll be continuing the main storyline for that finally. And Sunday we'll be picking up with the Barcelona raid in the first field test of both Elysian the field test of Elysian magic.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting, very funny. But yes, thank you all to everyone who came. I hope you all had a good fun. I hope you all had a good night, and I really hope in the future my internet doesn't pull this bullshit again. Good night, everyone. Bye.